Good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion in the Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around this globe. It's certainly a beautiful day, and it's a grand day to, begin those things that you always had in your heart to do. Or, just how would we say this? Just get busy, okay? Just get busy doing what you need to do, because sometimes you just have to jumpstart yourself. You have to just get in there and get going. We talked about yesterday about opportunities, missing your opportunities and meeting your opportunities. How about today? Have you framed your mindset? Have you framed your mindset to have that ability to see those opportunities before they arrive? Because you had homework 2 days ago, and I asked you to define yourself. Have you defined yourself this morning? And if you have, then it's easy to go and frame your day. Frame your day so you could expect those opportunities, so you could be able to see those opportunities, so you'll be ready to jumpstart your day. Because, Tiffany, no matter what comes, no matter what goes, we have to be focused on those things that mean a lot to us. Those goals. People have goals, they have dreams, but sometimes they don't even realize those things because they haven't taken time to frame their day, or they haven't defined themselves. So think about that, audience. Think about that. Think about those grand opportunities. Today, we're going to talk about why uniqueness is important. And it's so very important, especially when you know exactly who you are and what you're called to do and who you're called to reach, and those pain points that your audience, they're facing those things, the questions that they're asking. All of this is tied in together. So be prepared to have a fantastic day today, okay? A fantastic day. And be able to see your opportunities, because y'all, opportunities are passing us each and every day. But the question is, are you ready? So with that being said, let me introduce myself. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach. And I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. This is 2022, y'all, and we got to stop leaving money on the table, okay? There's some change that you need to pick up. And when I'm saying some change, I'm talking about some dollars, okay? We're not talking about pennies. We're not talking about nickels and quarters and dimes. We're talking about dollars. We're talking about things that can make a difference in your life. Think about what you could do with that, that money that you're leaving on the table. How can it propel your life to enjoy those things that really matter? So take it away, Tiffany.
I don't know if I want to take that away. But good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's such a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and it's a beautiful day for you to be my neighbor. So great morning, great morning. I am Tiffany Rochelle, and I am the people's cheerleader. I am the one who is going to help you to rid some of the toxins of your hearts and set some goals that are true to you. Like Ms. Gertrude says, stop leaving this money on the table. It's not the change that it is, but change does matter, because you need to change your life. You need to change your mindset, and you need to change some things about you. So in that case, when you're changing your mindset, you won't be leaving any money on the table, nor no change. Okay. So you'll be able to tell some people, keep the change. And that change is the change that's happened in me. Don't see me the way that you used to see me, because I have changed and I am a new creation. So with that being said, we have a workshop that's getting ready to come up, and it is to awaken the greatness that's inside of you. We're talking about some changes here, and this workshop is going to help you embrace the change that you have. So awaken the greatness. Stir up some of those gifts that are inside of you. There's some things that you are allowing to lie dormant within you, and you need to go ahead and awaken that. You need to walk there in it. There's some things that you have put down and you know you need to pick back up. So there's some things that you have hidden and you need to pull it out of the corner and take it out of hiding. So it's time to stop playing hide and seek with your gifts and your talents and go ahead and let some others seek you out and seek some of your services. So stop hiding and allow some others to seek out some of the things that you're serving. So that workshop is getting ready to come up. Oh my God, tomorrow. It is here. So you still have a little bit of time to register. So that you will be able to awaken your greatness and you will be able to walk in your greatness. So please click on the link that's in the comment section so you can go ahead and get started with that. With that being said, that is all the announcements that I have. I am going to relinquish my stand and I'm going to give the seat back over to Ms. Gertrude J. Chapman so we can turn our passion into profit.
And, you know, Tiffany, I'm excited about that workshop also because, you know, it's going to be some great things in there that we want to share, you know, with our authors, because I believe that, you know, there's different levels, there's different dimensions, there's different things, you know, it's more than just writing your book. Because as you know, I always talk about your book is a gateway. And yo, I'm excited about this writing journey. I don't know about y'all, okay? But I know Tiffany and I, we are excited about this because these things that we're going to be offering, this workshop, and then the coming conference that's coming right on the heels of this workshop, it's going to be awesome. And the participants that we have, and right after the workshop, we're going to advertise that. These things are going to take you to the next level. Everyone that we have spoken to, they are very, very excited. And I want you to prepare yourself and see that expansion, okay? Prepare yourself and stop just thinking about it or dreaming about it. Let's make it happen. You have to make it happen this year. And it will happen if you put effort to it. Okay? If you put effort to it. Now, what I want to say is if you're an author out there, drop your link in the comment section. Let our audience know what you have written. Because, your message is very important. Just like if you're a business owner out there, drop your links in the comment section because you never know who may be looking for your service. You say you're that author, you say you're that business owner, but you're just sitting there on the sidelines when we ask you to drop your links in the comments. So how are you showing up? How are you showing up? Are you showing up as that expert? Are you maximizing your potential, or are you leaving money on the table? Every opportunity, y'all, every opportunity that someone invites you to do something, just do it. What Nike says, Tiffany, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
That comment section is not just for us, for our links, for you to reach us. It's for others to be able to reach you as well. So we start off the journey just so we can show you. So it's like it's show and tell. It's something we're telling you to do. So we're showing you, we're leading the way for that. But go ahead and drop your information in there. So again, it's time to take your gifts out of hiding. We promote a lot of other individuals and their success in certain things that they do. But when are you going to start promoting you? Take the time today to put your link, put your connection piece. If you don't have a website just yet and they could connect you on social media, IG, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it is, Pinterest, TikTok, whatever, however it is that they're supposed to reach you, put it in the fields. But, today you need to start embracing how people can connect with you because that's your gift and you need to start sharing it with others.
Yeah. And that's so, so true, and we believe in collaboration, we believe in collaboration, taking collaboration to the next level. It might not be something for us, but it'll come through us to reach somebody else. Warm contact is better than cold contacts any day. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. It's a great day, Tiffany. It's a great day to be in the neighborhood on these LinkedIn streets today, Facebook streets, YouTube streets. It's a great day to be in the neighborhood. You know, uniqueness, your uniqueness, y'all, is so very important. And yesterday we talked about those opportunities. Yesterday we talked about those dreams, how you should reach those things, meet your dreams, those opportunities head on, and stop allowing those things, those opportunities to pass you by. And today we're going to talk about why uniqueness is important, you know, and that's what everybody should do. You should embrace your uniqueness. Don't allow your uniqueness to hold you back, because the very thing that you hold back on is what somebody needs. Uniqueness is a beautiful thing, and you should be unapologetic about it. You shouldn't have to apologize for who you are and for what you have. Don't ever think about comparing yourself to anybody. Just be unapologetically you. And who cares who doesn't like it? Okay, that's not your business. That's not your problem, you know? And a lot of times, you know, the very thing that could transform your audience is the very thing you're thinking that you shouldn't put forth and make it aware to your audience. And that's the very thing that will bring transformation to their lives. And we're going to move to the first talking point when we're talking about, you know, your uniqueness. Always dare to be different. Always dare to be different. You know, boosting your confidence. And here we're talking about owning up to who you are. And when you own up to who you are, you know, you're boosting your uniqueness. You're boosting your confidence, excuse me. But, you know, when you're not confident in yourself, and when you're not owning up to who you are, it's gonna show, you know. You remember yesterday we talked about passion. Yesterday we talked about your vision. Yesterday we talked about all of those things, you know, authenticity. And this goes back to defining yourself, really knowing who you are, really knowing what your message is. Your message has to resonate with you, first of all. Okay? You have to believe in what you're bringing to the table. When somebody asks you, Tiffany, if they ask this question, you know, what you bringing to the table? You know what I always say? I am the table, because I'm confident in who I am. And audience, that's what you have to be. You have to be confident in who you are and embrace your uniqueness, because your uniqueness is important. Okay? That table that's laid out before you, when that opportunity comes, that's a table that's laid out in the presence. Okay? You've been waiting for this opportunity. You've been, you know, hoping for this opportunity. You've been wishing for this opportunity. Now the opportunity shows up. Now what you going to do about it? You're just going to allow it to show up and you not participate? You're going to still remain on the sidelines? You have to participate. Don't be afraid. Don't allow fear to hold you back. If you properly prepare yourself, if you properly, you know, plan and to reach those goals each and every day, it won't be so overwhelming when an opportunity presents itself. But if you're unprepared, guess what'll happen? Fear will come in. Stress will come in. All of those things. And this is something that we're going to talk about on the workshop tomorrow, you know, about planning your for your goals, about reaching those goals, about breaking it down for you so you can see it in bite-sized pieces. How do you, consume the elephant in the room? One bite at a time. Okay? But boost your confidence by embracing your uniqueness. It's very, very important. Very important, Tiffany. Go ahead.
Promise you, you weighing heavy. And I absolutely love it. It is a beautiful thing for you to boost
Mhm.
your own self confidence. It's a beautiful thing for you to know how unique you are. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And you have to understand that you are a delicate individual who was knit together in your mother's womb, and there's none
Mhm.
like you. There is not one other individual that's like you. For me to hear that and know that alone, I promise you, it makes me want to stick my chest out a little bit. I'm gonna be careful on sticking my chest out today, but it makes me just have a different kind of confidence, and I just walk
Mhm.
with a different level of knowing that there's nobody else that's like me. And knowing that there's certain individuals that only I can reach because I am that unique, just to know that there is just individuals that only I can touch because God has just gifted me to be the individual that I am. It's just a beautiful thing to know that it's only this fingerprint that I am unique. Nobody can be like me. To me, that's just a confidence booster in itself. To know that if I talk to someone and they said, "Hey, thank you for reaching out to me," that just boosts your confidence in of itself. There are certain things that we just have to acknowledge. Rather, it's, man, there was a stain that was in my sink, there was some rust, and I was able to get that out. Know that you were able to accomplish that.
Mhm.
Celebrate the small victories. And those small victories are going to be able to help you to celebrate when you do get a major win. It's how they say the little foxes is the one that destroy the vine. It's the little victories that we get to
Mhm.
help us achieve the big victories. We can't celebrate the great stuff until we start realizing, you know what, man, I did that. It's one of the reasons why I stress, whenever you have something that you got to do or a whole bunch of things to do, write them down and then check them off, because those
Yes.
are small victories that you're able to accomplish and you see you. So then you're like, man, I finally got enrolled into school. I finally went and got what I just say, my identification that I needed to have so that they can know I am who I am. I got my social security card. They know who I am. It's the small things that you needed to do
Yes.
to lead you up to being able to start school. So when you start checking those off, man, I got that done, got that done, got that done. Oh, I finally got enrolled in school. That's major, because overall, that's what you wanted to do. But you're able to celebrate those small little victories because you've seen it. If that don't boost your confidence, and then next thing you know, 2 years then pass by, and now you're getting ready to graduate. 4 years pass by, you're about to graduate. 8 years that pass by, because time flies and time is not waiting. So you're able to kind of like boost your confidence because you're accomplishing things. You're getting things out the way. It's a beautiful feeling. And to know
Mhm.
that you're the one that did it, if that don't boost you up in itself, you better go ahead and encourage yourself and know that I accomplished something today. What it was said that I could not do, I went ahead and did it. That's a confidence booster in of itself.
Oh, yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Confidence booster in itself. And, like I said, be prepared for this workshop tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. Okay. It's going to be awesome because we're going to show you some things on this workshop, in this workshop, that's going to really take you to the next level. And I want to take time out to say good morning, Regina. Good morning, Constance. Good morning, Marcia. Good morning, each and every one of you who have tuned in today to Turning Your Passion in the Profit Morning Show. And we welcome even our Facebook users and our YouTube users. Everybody out there in
Everybody out there in social media land, we're super grateful for you, and we're super excited that you decided to tune in.
the
Uh,
audience, we welcome you. Yes, super excited. Why uniqueness is important. It's very, very important. And, you know, it's an awesome day. It's an awesome day, Tiffany. It's an awesome day to take these authors, take these business owners, take our audience to the next level, because there's so much more in store, y'all. It's so much more in store that sometimes you don't even realize it. But, we're going to help you today. The next one we're going to move into is loving yourself. Y'all, you have to love yourself. If nobody else loves you, you have to love yourself. You can't depend on anybody to love you. Okay? Love yourself. Just like believing in yourself. Okay? When I talk about in the morning, about framing your day, before you get in the presence of others, first you get in the presence of God, and then you get in that mirror and you look yourself in the eyes and say, I love, and you repeat your name. Okay? I love me. Okay? And truly love yourself. You know, sometimes people have been hurt, they have been, so bruised and so damaged, they find it hard to love themselves. But this is something that you have to speak to yourself. Looking yourself in the eyes and say, I love me, no matter what. Okay? Because all you have is yourself, right? There's other people around or whatever, but you have to be true to you. You have to, love you just for who you are. Okay? Nobody's perfect. We all have flaws, you know? We all have flaws, but it's how you're going to live your life. Or are you going to, always talk about those flaws or always think about those flaws and allow those flaws to hold you back? No, you have to go forward, okay? You have to go forward because in life, there's an opportunity to grow. There's an opportunity to overcome. There's an opportunity to eliminate, okay? And when you eliminating things, when you're overcoming things, there's always a better way. So what you do is you see something that you want to embrace, okay? Something good, something that you want to embrace. And you switch it off from what you see as, something maybe is not too great that you're doing or whatever. Because you have to change them out, okay? It cannot be an empty space. Because if you leave it empty, that bad thing is going to come back again, okay? So as you move forward, you just move into things that are good for you. But always, y'all, always love yourself. If you expect other people to love you, you have to first love yourself. Just like treating other people how they treat you. Okay? They treat you according to how you treat yourself. So it always starts with you. You have to first love yourself in order for people to love you. You have to first learn how to treat yourself before, you teach others how to treat you, because they're only going by what they see. If you treat yourself any kind of way, or if you don't love yourself and you say you love yourself, that's what they're going by. So you have to first be that example. And it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to love yourself. Had a conversation with one of my son's friends the other day, and he said, you know what? I think I deserve to go. I forgot the name of the restaurant. I think I deserve to go. It's a Brazilian restaurant somewhere on I Drive, okay? To this restaurant. And I think I'm going to take myself out. I say, go ahead on and treat yourself. It's okay to treat yourself. If nobody wants to go out to the restaurant with you, it's okay to go to that restaurant and sit down and have a meal by yourself. That's okay. And sometimes people don't know how to do that. Sometimes they feel uncomfortable. And when we go back and we're talking about describing yourself, sometimes people feel even uncomfortable being by themselves. And you see the first sign of that is when they always like to be surrounded with people. Okay? They never want to have that quiet time. But this is where the rubber meets the road. Find that space where you could get to really know yourself and know your true identity. and love yourself. And love yourself. Y'all, it's okay. Love yourself. You know, embrace your uniqueness, because this all goes hand in hand. Your uniqueness is very important. You loving yourself is very important. You believing in yourself is very important.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is. And I think it's a beautiful thing for you to love yourself. And sometimes I think it's a beautiful thing to love, period. And I am the wrong person to talk to in regards to it, because I love love. I love being in love. I love loving people. And a lot of people are really sometimes amazed. Like, I'll meet somebody, and we'll start talking to each other, and we will have a little conversation, and after we finish talking, all right, well, love you, all right, take care. And I may say that, and they're like, you don't know me, how do you know, how are you going to love me? There is several different types of love. And out there, we can even start with, there's at least eight or nine forms of love. And knowing the different facets of it, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm in love with you, but there are multiple forms of love. So it doesn't necessarily mean that every time we hear the word love, it means, oh, I'm in love with you, and it's a sexual type of love. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's that familial type of love either. There's various forms of love, and I ain't gonna go into that because that's a whole nother topic in of itself. However, it's important to love, and in order to love you first, because it's really something that will always say, a lot of people say, hey, I love you, I love you, I love you. But then what are you doing about you? You're not caring for you. You're not maintaining you. You're not making sure that you're taken care of. First, love on you, and make sure that you're well. Make sure your mind is right. Make sure your heart is right. Make sure your spirit is right. Make sure you are together and you're well nourished before you go trying to love on somebody else and making sure that their cup is full. Make sure you're okay. Make sure you look in the mirror and tell you, like you said, I love you. I love me. And I love saying, look in the mirror and say that, because sometimes you need to see yourself telling yourself you love you. It's okay for you to feel that love. You might not even feel like anybody loves you. Look in the mirror so you get the opportunity to see somebody saying, I love you. So look in there and say, I love you. You see you saying it right back to yourself. I love you. And that boosts up the love. That boosts up your confidence. That boosts up your self-esteem, because it's a wonderful feeling to know that somebody loves you. And when you can see you loving on you, that's contagious. It's like a virus. It's contagious. It spreads around. When I start loving on me, when I start appreciating me, when I start taking care of me, it allows others to have a different form of appreciation, because there are plenty of times that certain people will see stuff in us that we don't see. So they'll kind of like love us to love us. And I appreciate those individuals that have poured into me and that saw certain greatness inside of me, that have loved on me in spite of me not loving me. But them continuously doing it, it helped to awaken me. And I was like, you know what? I'm all right. Let me shake myself and let me start taking care of me and making sure that I'm good. And the minute that I did that, I seen my whole world change. I seen the difference, how people started to treat me because I loved on me. There are certain things, certain bull that people wasn't able just to pull over my eyes anymore. It was just a difference that was shown, because before it was one thing and it's another thing, but that became that confident individual that I was. And that became because of the love that I was showing towards me. I was true unto my own self. I started loving my own self, and I became a better self because of how I was treating self.
Yeah, and that's very true. You had a question here. I was trying to pull it up on the screen, but I guess we having that glitch with between LinkedIn and
LinkedIn is still having
StreamYard,
glitches.
right?
I put it in the LinkedIn comment section saying that there's still some technical difficulties for that.
Okay, because the question came, how can one love one? Okay, how can one love oneself when no one? No, let me read that again. How can one love oneself when one no longer has the capacity to feel love? And a lot of times this happens when people um, they have put up a wall, okay, because they've been hurt. They've been hurt so much. And this happens to a lot of people. They put up a wall because they're trying to protect their heart. Because every time they stepped out, okay, and usually this happened to people that have this kind heart. They always want to do something to help somebody else. And they put themselves out there. And then the backlash comes, okay? And it breaks their heart. So they put up those barriers and say, well, nobody's going to ever get to me like that. Nobody, and they put up this barrier to protect their heart. But they're really loving people, okay? They do have the capacity to love, but they're just tired of being used. They're tired of being abused. They're tired of that, okay? And they put up those barriers. And a lot of times this even translates over to people having bad attitudes, people being sharp with their tongues, okay? People always lashing out. And they don't really mean to be like that, but they're tired of being stepped on. They're tired of being abused. And I still believe that you have a capacity to love, okay? But it's the other person. And don't take it like maybe it's you, okay? It's not you at all. It's that other person that has that problem, okay? It's things that they need to deal with. And there's things that's going on in people's lives right now that a lot of times they're very short-tempered, okay? They're on the brink of, how would we say this? Of being totally stressed out. Totally stressed out. And they're not knowing how to handle things. And a lot of times they and it's not making excuses for them because they need to, do something about that themselves. Okay, but we can't change people. They have to want to change themselves, But I think I got to the point of that, how can one love oneself when one no longer has the capacity to feel love? You have to feel love within yourself. It doesn't matter how somebody treat you. Okay. And I'm not saying it like that. It doesn't matter how somebody treat you. But what I'm trying to say is you have to love yourself in spite of. If I'm saying that correctly, Tiffany, help me with that. You have to love yourself in spite of what other people, how they treat you. Okay. You have to love yourself in spite of. And when we're talking about this whole thing, why your uniqueness is important and why things are important, you have to love yourself, okay? And I don't want to be brash and say, who cares what others think? Who cares how others may treat other people? Because we really do care. But when it comes down to it, you have to love yourself first. You have to believe in yourself first. Everything starts with you. Okay? You are not the problem. That other person, they have a problem within themselves. Why they're treating people or they're treating you a certain type of way. Because there's issues in their lives, right?
Right. And that's a valid point of how they're feeling. But in regards to her question, she's wanting to know, how do you love oneself when you no longer have the capacity to feel love? It's a matter of you changing your viewpoint of what your capacity is. Because in the process of you saying you no longer have the capacity, that means you have compacted a lot of stuff inside of there, that you have filled your container, you have filled your receptacle with a lot of stuff. And if you no longer have the capacity to love, that means you need to empty that vessel out. There's some things that's inside of you, because we can't control how others treat us. We can only control how we treat others, how we give our love, how we give ourselves to others. So whatever your capacity is, you have to look within your receptacle to make sure that you cleanse that out. because you probably have some old hurt that could be some
Mm-hmm.
traumatic situations that's happened to you. Rather, it was from childhood, was it from previous relationships, situationships? There could be some work traumas that could have been dealing that you have dealt with, and you've held on to that. And it became a comfortable place because it kept happening for so long. And you felt like maybe that was the way that you were being loved, or they showed love because they were this type of way to you.
Mm-hmm.
All it is you need to empty your receptacle, because if you're no longer having the capacity to love, something is blocking it. If I have my trash can and I keep putting garbage in there, I'm no longer going to be able to put any more garbage inside of that because it's already full. So the
Mm-hmm.
minute that I take out my trash can and take it to the other receptacle, now it frees it up so that I can put more things in there. In order for love to continuously go in there or to flow from there, you have to take out that blockage. You have to deal with that. Don't use any form of some type of substance or medication or sexual
Mm-hmm.
substance to block that. You need to deal with that particular issue. You need to deal with that particular
Mm-hmm.
situation in order for you to love again. It's just like a heart. Sorry, heart matters. It means a lot to me. If there is a blockage that's there, that means that you need to go on inside of there to get that blockage out so that the blood can flow freely through your veins. If you have a blood clot and it's clogging something, that's going to be detrimental to you because it can't flow. In order for you to be able to fully function, or for your body to fully function at its maximum capacity, everything has to flow. Blood has to
Mm-hmm.
flow. The kidneys have to be in its working condition. There is a certain organ that has to function at its fullest capacity in order for us to be able to work at our
That's
fullest
true.
capacity. So, in order for love to flow, because it's important for love to flow, you have to
Mm-hmm.
get rid of that blockage. Don't allow any blood clots to stay there and to allow itself to stop you from doing what you should be doing, which is loving everyone. It's not a hard thing to do, it's not a bad thing to do. A lot of people now are viewing love as a bad thing, and it's not a bad thing. But you
Mm-hmm.
first got to start loving yourself. And if you feel like you've reached that capacity, I promise you, we could do some behind the scenes work. Give me a telephone call, we'll talk, or chat. Get in my inbox. Let's have a conversation if you want to do some more in-depth work. But you got to get rid of that blockage so that you can start loving again. And if that needs to start with you, you can love you again, and you can love others again. But your capacity is just full, and you got to get rid of that initial thing that's blocking it. That blood clot is blocking it, and we got to figure out what that is so that your capacity can be flowing again.
Oh, that's very good. That's toxins in the heart. That's very, very good. And Marcia says, as my mom says regularly, you do not know what people are going through. And it's so true. It's so true. Don't know, y'all. Don't
Can't
know.
dictate. You never know what a person's going through, because sometimes
Mm-mm.
people will lash out and they'll be real harsh to us, and you have no clue of what they're going through. So it's,
Mm-hmm.
again, you can't dictate how they treat you, but how
Mm-mm.
are you going to treat them in the process of them lashing out with you to you? So
Mm-hmm.
if somebody is sitting here being real harsh and brash to you, that doesn't necessarily mean you got to go ahead and be harsh and brash right back to them.
That's true.
Sometimes how you govern yourself towards their action, it might slap them into reality. There's a plethora of times somebody that came at me sideways, and would you give me all of this, male and female, and my
Mm-hmm.
response dictates how they continue to respond. If I come back at them in a nasty way, what did we accomplish? Now we're arguing, now we're butting heads,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody's hearing each other. So if
Mm-hmm.
I chill, conflict resolution person in me stands up, and I go ahead and chill, go ahead and say what you got to say. All right, you finished? Or as he say, are you finished or are you done? And the minute that you finish that and you saying whatever you have to say, I'll come in and say what I have to say. Loving kindness draws a lot of people, and you're going
Mm-hmm.
to get more with honey than you are with vinegar. The
Oh,
minute that
yes.
I change the way that I respond to you, you could immediately catch yourself, or later on you may call back and I apologize. You know what? You may come over and apologize, send me a message, email, whatever, a pigeon, however it's going to come. You may realize, you know what, I shouldn't have came at you that way. I apologize
Mm-hmm.
for it. You can't dictate how they feel. You don't know what they're going through. However, how you respond
It's true.
That's what matters.
That's true. A soft answer, turn it away, rap
A
any
wrap.
day.
Absolutely.
Any
Absolutely.
day. It's so true. Gotta learn how to de-escalate things. But yeah, uniqueness is important. We have these conversations and everything, and and it brings out other things. And that's good, y'all. That's good. That's good. Because people get to deal with things right here in real time. And I hope that y'all receive the answers, audience, the answers that you need on this broadcast. The next one is celebrate you. Okay? Celebrate you. And you have to celebrate you. That's all a part of setting goals and plans. You have to celebrate you. Don't wait for that big victory at the end. All along the way, have little things, little guidelines, little areas where you finish something and you celebrate. you know Celebrate you. It doesn't have to be expensive, but make it exquisite, make it elegant, make it beautiful. And it doesn't have to be a whole bunch of people. It could just be you. It could just be you. However you choose to celebrate yourself. you know
Ain't that what your son's friend did? Did he just celebrate him?
he celebrated
That's
himself.
exactly what he did. He celebrated himself. And it's okay to do that.
It's
When you
okay.
start getting into that quiet place, you get into that silent place, and you start to appreciate you and you start to do stuff for you, it's a good feeling.
It's a
It's
good
a
feeling.
beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. Sometimes you
Yeah.
need to be in that quiet place to appreciate you. And that's how you're able to discover you. You can't always discover stuff in a busy situation, in
Oh
a
no,
noisy
no.
situation. Sometimes you just need
Mm-mm.
to go ahead and be in a place and you can observe stuff and you realize, man, eating out by myself isn't so bad. I used to laugh at people that was in a restaurant that was by themselves. I was like, ooh, he ain't got no friends. Ooh, she ain't got nobody to talk to. Like, ooh, you only got a newspaper. Ah! But I had people around me.
Mm-hmm.
As I grew up, I became that person.
Mm-hmm.
I became that one that was sitting by myself and I had the newspaper. Well, nowadays I don't have to have my newspaper. I can just pull up my phone. But like for me, I'll have my notepad in a minute, or I'll have my laptop, my phone. That's all I need. Give me
Oh
a pen and
yeah.
paper in my phone, and I'm okay. But I'll be by myself. But it's a great feeling to be by myself, because when I'm
Mm-hmm.
by myself, that's when I discovered myself.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, my confidence started flowing, my love
Yeah.
started flowing, and I'm able to celebrate me by myself. I don't
There
need
you
you to
go.
celebrate me. You don't need the people's cheerleader to be the celebratory person for you. You celebrate you. You don't have to find somebody else, because you're able to celebrate you.
And it's true, Tiffany. It's true. How many times I spent time, over at the coffee house, taking my laptop
Yeah.
and sitting there and write, all day.
Mm-hmm.
From what? 8 o'clock in the morning up until what? 4:30 in the afternoon.
Mercy.
It was good,
Uh-huh.
whether it was Starbucks, whether it was Dunkin' Donuts,
No, only
whether it was,
Dunkin'. No,
yeah,
only Dunkin'. Only
yeah,
Dunkin'.
whether it was the McDonald's, anywhere I could have a plug for my laptop. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
trying to say?
Uh-huh.
I would go. And
Mm-hmm.
I see, what's this other one? Panera Bread,
Yes.
these different.
Panera Bread and Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin', and we love Panera Bread. I don't know about them other places, but Dunkin'
Yeah.
Donuts.
But it was just certain ones, they had a great atmosphere. So I used to go there, and get my coffee or my cappuccino. That's what I had. My donuts, or go to Panera's or whatever, and just sit there and write and do my work, And I love being by myself. I love being by myself. Okay, when I'm talking about that, because now I'm able to think. And just like you say, it brings clarity, you know and it's okay to celebrate yourself. Because Chris was saying the other day, I think it was Saturday, he was going out. He didn't care if it was Valentine's Day, and that was Monday, right? He was going out and he was going to celebrate himself. He didn't have nobody, to go out with. he didn't have, a special girl or anything like that. I said, well, go ahead on. It's okay. It's okay. Go treat yourself. And I believe, this is the way, audience, you should see yourself. This is the way you should treat yourself. Okay? Celebrate you. When was the last time that you celebrated you? People grow up with this, and it comes from what your parents told you. And, our parents told us good things. They told us, not so good things. But, it comes from your upbringing. They'll tell you not to be so prideful, always thinking about you. But just think about this. And you have built that up in your head that it's not good to celebrate you. Yes, it is. Okay? It's time to think about you. Think about, what you want in life. Think about your goals. Think about those plans to reach those goals. Celebrate you. This is your time. This is your time to make a difference in your life, in someone else's life. So let's put yourself at the forefront for just a moment. You had everybody else's intentions up there at the top, and especially you women, okay? You have accomplished everybody else's dreams, everybody else's goals to get them where they need to be so they can make it. So what about you? You have placed yourself on the back burner. And a lot of times that's what happens. People don't maximize their potential because they're always somebody else's cheerleader, Tiffany. But it's time to be your own cheerleader. Celebrate you. Celebrate what's inside of you. Celebrate those goalposts that you put there in order to reach the ultimate goal of your dreams. Take time out. Have that self-care day. But it's not only talking about, taking that relaxing bath and going to get a pedicure and a manicure and, a facial and a massage. No, take some time out with a journal in your hand and just define yourself. Define yourself. And sit there and really, extract everything inside of you that's good. Because just like the question came up there with the bad stuff, how about what's good on the inside of you? You have greatness on the inside of you. You have value on the inside of you. You have worth on the inside of you. Now you got to begin to extract those things out. Okay? Allow those things to overshadow the negative things that you say about yourself. The things that you think about yourself. Let's flip that thing over. Instead of concentrating on those not so good things, let's concentrate on those things that are good, those things that are lovely, those things that have a good report. Let's concentrate on those things. And let's see how your life will be different. That's an assignment right there. As we move into tomorrow night at 7:00, the workshop, Awaken Greatness. Isn't that what it's called? Awaken Greatness. Okay? Because there's greatness on the inside of you. And if you haven't registered for that workshop, it's a free workshop. Find the link in the comment section. Tag somebody to that post. Send them that link. Free workshop. And going to be giving away some free things, some free gifts tomorrow. Okay?
Like free. It would be like free.
But it's good things to help them. It's good things to help you all. Okay? Because you are important. Your uniqueness is important. 2022, celebrate you. Boost your confidence.
Come on, 2022, celebrate you.
That's right. And love yourself. Okay? Love yourself. If nobody else loves you, you love you. You love you. Put those people on the side. They don't love you? Oh, well. You see, that's my motto. That's me. But that's just me, Tiffany.
Oh well, that's your motto. Oh well.
Oh well, I could cut it off at any time. And you know, I don't do anybody anything, but if they don't love me, they don't want to be around me, oh well.
We're gonna change this oh well mentality about you. No, ma'am. We are not gonna do this oh well.
It's so
I
well
get
thing,
it.
right?
I
It's
get
so
it.
well. But really, you have to look at yourself in a different way. Okay? Because when you're on a journey, when you in this to win it, okay, when you have people who are dependent on you because you are that expert in your field, you can't allow anything to distract you. You can't allow anything to distract you. So be unapologetically you. And we thank you for tuning in today. And we hope that you have received value from this broadcast. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. But from Tiffany and I, remember this: this is your time, this is your season, this is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.
Grace and peace, everyone.